Pranam friends, welcome to RU Ketu. Continuing our discussion from the questions that you send me, another important question that I get often is the role of retrograde planets in my life. All planets are moving in the straight line. A retrograde planet is the planet that seems to be moving in the opposite direction or of the orbit where it was supposed to move. Let's say a car is going straight, it stops and it starts reversing. The appearance of a planet as it is moving backwards on its path is called a retrograde motion. This retrograde motion is interpreted in a very, very different and difficult manner by each and every person. But the way Shastras explain it, I would try to summarize that in as short as possible. As I just said, it only appears. Now, as the theory of relativity happens, if you are sitting in a bus and the other bus starts to move, you just feel for a second that you are moving. The same phenomena, when observed from Earth by a planet, and this relative speed of Earth and that planet changes. First, from a point A to B, I went straight. I stopped at point B. I reversed my car, came to point A, and then again started from point A to point B. That is why I say retrograde planet becomes strong. Why? Because their impact on your life becomes stronger than other planets. Another beautiful thing that Shastras say about retrograde planet is that it talks about an unfulfilled purpose from the last birth. Whatever was left undone in my last birth, I have been given the chance to complete it in this birth. The spiritual significance of retrograde planet is this. Let us say, for some reason, I could not complete my education. And my heart and my soul and my will was to become very highly educated. But I just could not. Imagine that I wanted to do something for the society and I had the money and the means, but I was not able to do it. That will to do something for the people at large still stays in the soul. And when I take birth, this time, a retrograde planet reminds me that there is an unfulfilled purpose from last birth. The Shastras say that there are two types of retrogression. Retrogression of the inferior planet, retrogression of the superior planets. Inferior planets are planets before Earth. From Sun, if we start counting, planets placed before Earth. Superior planets are planets which are bulky, big, have a big, large orbit and are away from Earth. Personally, retrogression of Saturn and Jupiter I consider in great depths. Because imagine a planet that takes 2.5 years to travel into one from point 0 degree to 30 degree in a sign is retrograde. It talks about something bigger than what can be seen in the chart. And inferior planets like Mercury, which are very quick moving, have a different thing to say in the chart. Superior planets, Jupiter and Saturn, definitely talk about something that needs to be done on this earth that was not completed and the duty was assigned from last birth. So here is a mixture. It's not a controversy, but it's a mixture to understand that retrograde planets are stronger planets. They give good results, yet superior planets have something more to say than strength. They talk about unfulfilled purpose from last birth. So in the interpretation of inferior planets like Mercury, Mars, Venus, and the interpretation of Jupiter and Saturn, Rahu Ketu, of course, as we all know, are retrograde always, seldom for once in a while, but are always retrograde. Now, understanding the inferior planet, let's say the Mars is retrograde, meaning the strength with which it will hit, good or bad, will be stronger than normal. So, if you are aggressive, control your aggression because retrograde Mars will make you more aggressive. However, if this Mars is retrograde but weak, then all your strength would be inside. You would want to do something, but will not get the strength to say it openly in public. Like if you're angry and you want to show your anger, some people can show it with a lot of force. But people with retrograde and weak Mars will have anger inside. They will feel frustrated inside, not being able to project what they want to say. Another difficulty about retrograde planet is this: they keep things inside to themselves. In a way, it's right also because that is the purpose of the soul. It is the journey of the soul. The soul needs to understand how I need to take on things on this birth. Let us say Mercury is retrograde. It is the planet of intellect, intelligence. People with retrograde Mercury at times are more and definitely stronger and highly intelligent than normal people, provided they use their intellect in a good manner and not keep thinking all the time about things that are not going to happen. In my experience, people with Mercury retrograde are very intelligent people, but 90% of their energy they waste upon thinking of things that are never going to happen to them. What happens if this happens? What will happen if this occurs? What will happen if that happens? And 95% time, those things never happen. People with Mercury retrograde, one advice only: think less. Free the clutter in your mind and see how Mercury behaves for you. They are some of the most intelligent people on this planet. Likewise, with Venus retrograde, I have observed that the talents do not come out easily. They are talented, but they take a lot of time to show what they are from inside. As Venus is the planet of talent, planet of projection, they are scared to show what they really are. Might be very good singers, might be very good dancers, but they always have this hitch to show it outside to the people at large. When we talk about Jupiter retrograde, it is talking mostly about intellect and children, as Jupiter is the karak for offsprings. These people may have difficulty in childbirth, at times male child. It shows that their connection with their children from last birth is missing. People with Jupiter retrograde should respect and love elders. Jupiter is the karak and representative of elders. People with Jupiter retrograde, please focus on intelligence, education, helping older people in your family, outside your family, helping children. Do something for the children today. As retrogression suggests, you did not get a chance to do for elders and children in your last birth. Donate whenever you can. Retrograde Jupiter, as Jupiter is the karak for money, finances, you held your money to yourself. You did not share your wealth with others. This time, have an open heart. Share your wealth with others, family, friends. Let poor people enjoy your wealth. Now, coming to the last and the most difficult planet, Saturn retrograde. An superior planet getting retrograde is a very troublesome thing. Imagine an old man walking and you are pushing him to walk fast. Retrogression, like I said, from one point, coming back, stopping, going again, and continuing. So it's a difficult path for a planet that goes very slow and comfortable. People with Saturn retrograde at times have very high professional capabilities. They rise very fast. They come down also very fast. When this planet is weak, Saturn retrograde is weak, it talks about long term illness. People with weak Saturn, please take care of your bones. Please take care of your health. You may have diseases that are long term. People with Saturn retrograde should try and experiment with older system of medicines. Ayurveda, homeopathic. Newer age medicines do not give good effect on them. As their diseases are slow and long term, so should be their, how do we put it? Their medicines also should be slow and long term in terms of Ayurveda, in terms of homeopathic. Health is a concern with people with weak retrograde Saturn. Quick progress is when Saturn is retrograde and it is strong. It talks about things that are not happening. During transit also, you will find that people with stronger Saturn, if their work or their promotions or their business or their money or anything is stuck for them, during retrograde Saturn suddenly starts moving quickly in transit, in Gochar. Similarly, if the Saturn is weak in my chart and in the natal aspects, Saturn is retrograde in the Gochar for some time, I will see more problems, more issues. If a court case is going on, I will have more issues. If a problem or health issue is there, it might get aggravated. Stronger retrograde planets are excellent to have, provided you understand what they wanted to say about the unfulfilled purpose from last birth. I hope this clears a lot of doubt. Still, if something is pending, you can write down in the comments below. Pranam.